9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and here we go. The Xbox logo, Bethesda Game Studios. Virtuous, who's leaked a ton of the game.
The others, they would take it to the tower. They're behind us. This ends here.
You hold our future in your hands.
Patrick Stewart.
Take with you my blessings.
Oh, that's not Patrick Stewart.
And the hope of the
Is it?
Empire. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
It is a remaster. But if you look at the screenshot, it looks like a remake. I don't know.
Here we are 20 years later.
The Todd father.
When you think about the Elder Scrolls, to us it goes beyond game franchise.
Yeah, it's the DNA of Bethesda Game Studios.
Obviously, we're working on the 6th chapter here, but what's great about the Elder Scrolls is being able to look back at all of the chapters. Skyrim, Oblivion, Morrowind, Daggerfall, Arena, and each of them try to define role-playing games and open-world games for their generation.
Fans got so connected with the worlds we've made and these stories we're telling, and it's really amazing.
Oblivion was a real defining moment in the series and for how we make games as a studio.
They're definitely shadow dropping it after this
I
event.
think when it comes to a remaster, we want people to feel the way they did then, but it's still a game of its time. You want to keep those bones in place. You want some of that old charm.
Coming back to Oblivion now with this tremendous visual update is absolutely amazing. It's the world I remember, but better.
There's so much there, both for the Elder Scrolls world and also this evolution of our games, I think is really, really important for people to take a look back at.
Looking back and seeing everything we've accomplished in the past 20 years and working with these people, like, it's really special.
Yeah, there are still quite a few people that I've worked with for that long, and it sort of gave me the warm
That's the thing
fuzzies.
with Bethesda. A lot of these
Oh my
people
God, it's been
are still
20 years.
here. Yeah, see?
I think the thing that gets me the most is the music. Like when you hear that music at the main menu, there's just like
A lot of these game studios, a lot of people leave. That's
this,
why
like flood of nostalgia.
I'm talk. You don't.
Oblivion is the beginning of who I am as an individual, as a game developer. It all starts with it.
There's one of the few
I don't
studios
even
that actually
think
retains
it
talent.
took me till release to realize how big this was.
People loved it. Like, they loved it.
Such a key moment in our history of making games and the evolution of how we build these worlds, and having players be able to come back and experience that is really amazing. We had that really special moment of coming out into the world for the first time, what that meant to this game.
Every time we think about Oblivion, it's, what if we could give that moment to everybody again?
There we go.
I was born 87 years ago. For 65 years, I've ruled as Tamriel's emperor. But for all these years,
Now they're gonna
I've
put the
never
new
been
footage on top of
ruler
it.
my own dreams. I have seen the gates of Oblivion.
Oh, holy
beyond
shit!
which no waking eye may see.
Like I said, it looks like a remake. Why are they calling it a remaster? Damn, dude. Please shadow drop it today.
Whether you're reliving these moments or experiencing them for the first time, the world of Oblivion Remastered immediately looks and feels incredible.
Damn.
When we decided to remaster Oblivion, we were really picky about finding the right partner. From the very beginning of this project, we had one rule. We weren't going to do this if we weren't going to be able to do it right. Our partners at Virtuous went above and beyond to bring...
They leaked him the entire game.
The care and love they've poured into the Oblivion Remaster has been absolutely breathtaking.
Welcome to Paris, and welcome to Virtuous. Our team here has been hard at work delivering the best remastered Oblivion experience possible. We've worked with Bethesda Game Studios on other projects in the past, so we know what makes that team and their games special.
Damn, bro, we might get this today and Expedition 33 on Thursday.
Gamers with modern hardware. This
We eating good.
is Oblivion in its most complete form.
About time someone got here. Huzzah!
Those familiar with only some Elder Scrolls lore will now be able to experience the events that set the stage for Skyrim. You embark on an epic journey to stop the Mythic Dawn cult.
The time of cleansing draws nigh.
From unleashing the Daedric Prince of Destruction.
What was the Oblivion Crisis? What happened to the previous Emperor of Cyrodiil? Why are there only 8 divines instead of 9? In addition to the core game, the remaster contains
all the DLC,
add-ons, including story expansions, Shivering Isles, and Knights
yeah,
of the
boy.
Nine, so you get the full experience.
On a personal level, it was really important to me to ensure that we're preserving the magic of the original experience. At the end of the day, we're all fans too.
This is a dream project for me, right? I'm a fan. I have been always a fan.
Well, I played Oblivion for perhaps
Skyrim next.
Oblivion was my first Elder Scrolls game, and it was one of the games that made me want to be a game developer.
The best way to describe it would be to call it a love letter.
Damn, it looks fucking nice.
You will find your own path, but there will be blood and death before the end.
Damn.
The technology we used to create the original
UE5
was
apparently they're
time,
using
but tools have come a
now.
long way since then.
The original Oblivion is still the heart and soul of the remaster, but we use Unreal Engine 5 to help achieve all our visual goals.
Apparently there won't be mod
We think
support
of the
though using
Oblivion game
UE5.
engine as the brain and Unreal 5 as the body. The brain drives all the world logic and gameplay, and the body brings to life the experience that players have loved for almost 20 years.
But it's not just about pure fidelity. We knew we had to preserve the distinct style, making it as uniquely Oblivion as possible.
The brush opens a portal into the painting. You're stuck here like I am.
Boom.
The Isles, a wonderful place. Good for a visit. Or eternity.
We've leveraged nearly every major feature from the latest version of Unreal 5.
Our goal was to push the visuals to the next level using the latest technologies. We created brand new, highly detailed character models and stunning landscapes that use millions of polygons in each asset, allowing us a truly impressive level of detail.
I think they're calling it a remaster because they didn't really change anything. They just took everything and made it, you know, prettier.
From scratch. We implemented an advanced real-time lighting system that accurately simulates how light interacts with the environment. This results in more realistic lighting and atmospheric effects. While the original game had limited dynamic shadows, now the entire world reacts naturally to light. We used an incredible new lip sync technology that really enhanced performance in our characters.
He left us a warning. Heed it!
And real tools helped us create the base mesh of our characters. From there, our artists sculpt each race individually to adapt it to the mesh,
Damn, that
allowing
looks
us to share
good.
the model, rig, and textures. As a result, all races, including Argonians, Orcs, and Khajiits, are built on the same base mesh, making the lip sync system more effective even when the characters have very different facial features.
Welcome to the guild.
Damn.
We have access to so many modern rendering features. You'll see them in something as simple as running through a forest. Insects flying around, fish swimming in the water, light filtering through the leaves. Thanks to these technological advances, you feel even more immersed in this living, breathing world. You'll really believe you're in Cyrodiil.
I believe you can handle a more complicated assignment. I would like you to retrieve a carved panel from the central chamber of the High Thane.
It's not just visuals that we've modernized in the remaster. It's gameplay. It's UI and UX. It's audio. We've updated features and systems across the board.
Nice, nice.
We've changed the approach to leveling, which I think will make a lot of people happy. It's inspired by the leveling systems of both Oblivion and Skyrim, so it's the best of both worlds.
Nice.
We were able to fully recreate the character models, creating a physicality that feels more human. You see that in places like combat animations.
Hey, baby.
Where there's a lot more separation between the upper and lower body, and all the animations have more flourish. Combat in the original Oblivion didn't have sound effects, visual effects, or hit reactions. Now you'll get blood splatters, sparks, and controller feedback. You know, it's a little thing, but little things add up to make the combat more modern and engaging.
Probably has adaptive triggers
There's a
for
proper
the DualSense.
third-person perspective now. The original had third person, but there was no crosshair and we felt the experience could be modernized. One of our goals was to have a third-person view that compared to Starfield in terms of playability. Now, the third-person perspective has all the same control you get from the first-person view.
Nice, nice.
You have my ear, citizen.
When Oblivion first launched,
Greetings. How goes it? How are you?
disk storage limits meant we couldn't have unique voiceovers for all the races. So we've gone back and recorded new lines of dialogue.
So they did put new dialogue in.
Each
So
race
why a
represented
remaster,
in the
not
game
remake?
Now sounds unique.
Can't stand the sight of those creatures.
We also made sure to keep in all of the quirkier dialogue.
I really like the way they say hello. Sometimes it's so random and then they just, hi there.
Hi there.
But it's like so nice and creepy at the same time.
Stop! You violated the law.
Stop! You violated the law.
Damn, that looks good.
Scum.
Stop right there, criminal scum.
Cheese for everyone.
Cheese for everyone! We are going to steal one of the Elder Scrolls from the Imperial Palace. You need to find the reading room. The blind priests will deliver a scroll to you there. Do not speak to the priests. They're blindfolded. I've chosen you because you are the best. Good luck.
Stop! You violated the law. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Then pay with your blood.
Kill him.
As games have developed over the past 20 years, players have come to expect a certain suite of tools and controls.
Like sprinting. Sprinting is an interesting one because it was such a big debate internally among our teams. Some of us were absolute purists, but ultimately, we decided it's 2025 and people are going to want to sprint.
Nice.
In fact, all of the character locomotion has been completely redone from scratch, and that has a huge impact from the very beginning of the game.
Every single updated or new feature was implemented with the player in mind. It all comes down to what makes Oblivion, Oblivion.
That
What of
looks
those
so
features
nice.
that just immediately come to mind for players when they think of the game?
The mini games are the mini games. Those are so iconic to Oblivion.
Great! How's it go again?
Like lockpicking. You can put a fresh coat of paint on it, but you can't change it too much because it's part of the core experience.
Whether you're returning to Cyrodiil or you're a newcomer,
I'm going to follow you and watch you and worship the ground you walk on.
you will instantly feel at home. It just feels better. We've modernized a lot, but it's still the same incredible adventure and the same carefully handcrafted world.
Looks amazing.
It's about time. Do you know how long we've been waiting?
And it's available now.
Oblivion is a core part of the story of Bethesda Game Studios. None of what we're surrounded by right now would be here if we hadn't made that game and if it hadn't been the success that it was. The effort that we put into it, the sort of the love that went into it, I think that comes across on the screen.
To have worked on something that people care enough where you're in a position where you can remaster it, it's a privilege.
And now, to help introduce this game to a new generation of players, I feel so lucky.
I really think that people, when they jump back into the remaster, they're going to be shocked at just how good the game looks.
Shadow drop it.
Oblivion gates look absolutely incredible, and I think they're just going to find themselves lost in the world.
Even if it's just the music, for example, just walking around for half an hour in the world, you feel.
Damn, that does look so good.
And that's precious.
So pretty.
You're going back to a world that you've been to before, but it's better somehow. Like, it's an intangible thing, but it's like, it's new, it's fun, like it's exciting again.
But it's ultimately the same game. There was a lot of respect for what was before, and I think the fans will appreciate that.
From all of us at Bethesda Game Studios
and Virtuous,
we want to thank you for joining us today. Oblivion has a very special place in my heart, and being able to work on this remaster and bring it to a new generation of players has been an incredible experience. We were too excited to get it in your hands and didn't want to just show it off to you and then make you have to wait.
Shadow drop it, baby.
The
The
best
shadow
part of my
dropping it
job is
today.
that I get to be the one to announce that the Oblivion Remaster will be available
Right now.
today.
Yeah, boy. What time? Probably noon.
I was born 87 years ago. But for all these years, I've never been the ruler of my own dreams. This is the 27th of last seed. The year of Akatosh 433. These
Better run my PS5 now and get it going.
And the final hours of my life.
Okay, Patrick Stewart.
I have seen the gates of Oblivion, beyond which no waking eye.
I think that guy's name is Mayroon. So in the game, like, it's kind of like actually, well, this came first, but if you played Inquisition, it's kind of like that, where you have these gates opening, and the demons and, I guess, the devil are coming out, so you gotta go shut these gates. I think that's what, like, the main story is. So I actually never played Skyrim. I played a little bit more when, and like I said, everybody's put gajillion hours in Skyrim. So much creature variety. Oh, we got this today, and then Expedition 33 on Thursday. Like I said, we're eating good. Boom. I hope they do this with Skyrim too.
Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Today. What time? I'm gonna say noon. When? Ah. When's that? I'm literally about to. I'm like turning my PS5 on now and checking the PlayStation Store. They do not have it yet, but they have the 2006 version. Oh, dude, I need to be a premium member PS Plus to play the OG version. That's why PC's better. Are we getting a stream right here? I don't know. I guess, are we getting the stream? Like, when's it gonna come on? I'll stick around and wait for it real quick, but I got some things to do. Is it on the Xbox side? It's about to start now.
Wow.
There we go.
What did we just witness? The worst kept secret ever?
Yep.
Maybe.
Yes, it was.
Probably. But you just witnessed the Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered Direct. That is coming to you today. Maybe even now. I don't know. We'll have to check after this stream. I'm joined by the wonderful, talented, incredible Wes Johnson. You.
Ah, hi.
And Wes, who do you have here with you?
This is Finn. Oh yes, he knows his
Little
name.
boy Finn.
Hello there, Finn. How are you? I mean, for the sake of this, we can call him Barbas if you'd like. But he's a sweetie pie, and he wanted to get his time, Mr. DeMille.
That makes sense. I would, if I had a new puppy, I would totally bring that puppy with me everywhere.
I take him everywhere. You ever heard the Harry Nelson's puppy song?
No.
It's like, I take my
Got my dog down here, too.
Everywhere.
Asher, come here.
Well, for you, both of you joining us,
He's under my
either
desk right
new
now,
or
just
from the
chilling.
Direct, we're going to be sharing some gameplay of Wes's old stomping grounds, but newer now with the remastered version.
I can't wait.
So, Wes, for those that do not know you, first, shame on you if you don't. But if you don't, why don't you tell our friends here what role you have done in Oblivion?
In Oblivion, you're going to probably bring some memes back to life.
Still checking to see if it's on the PlayStation
so if,
Store.
Like you walk out of someplace with a fork, I would be there going,
Hold, criminal scum. Your stolen goods are now forfeit. Pay with your blood.
That's a lovely one. The
That's very
Imperial Guard
aggressive.
song
Damn.
is out there now, and all sorts of things that people had fun with. Sheogorath, Daedric Prince of Madness, at your service. And I love this because I'll never be able to order a cheese pizza again. Because people use the soundboard, and they call the pizza shops, and they're saying, what can I do for you today? Cheese! You want a cheese pizza? I want cheese for everyone! How many would that be, sir? And so I can't call anywhere as Sheogorath, order a pizza because I'll never get it, or I'll get it with a lot of
I mean,
spin.
honestly, you're doing everybody a favor if you do. So.
Yeah,
I mean, in your shirt, it's totally on theme today as well.
Yeah, wearing my Sheo shirt. I've got, and of course, there's where is it? My Dark Brotherhood pin here. Lucy and the chance of the Dark Brotherhood, dear child.
Damn, this guy did a lot of voices, huh?
I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them. So, yeah, I loved Oblivion. Oblivion to me was, I mean, I've loved all the games. I loved Morrowind. Ah, yes, we've been expecting you. Come right here. I love Skyrim, which is fantastic, but Oblivion to me was where I came out to play. And it was the original, all the races had the same voices. Oh man, there's so much crossbreeding amongst the Imperial Guard, you know, mom, dad, the family reunions were very confusing. But
it's a lot of love.
I know, but I just absolutely loved that game, and as other games came along, and then you got to see Skyrim with its 10th anniversary edition, and when I first put that on the Xbox Series X,
I'll bet I dropped my phone.
the visuals to me were just, I was blown away. And to make Oblivion now have that kind of feel, that kind of look,
Stream's still looking good.
gameplay, the graphics, I mean, if I walk up to a lady in the middle of one of the towns and tap her on the shoulder and she turns around and does not look like Terry Jones in drag from Monty Python, I don't know what I'm going to do. But, I mean, I love the game. So now people are going to get a chance to see it with brand new eyes. And for people who have only ever played Skyrim, this is going to be kind of a revelation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the predecessor, so it's taking people back.
Oh my goodness, look at that. And this is
I like that new UI at the top.
The difference, the graphics, how sumptuous it is, the detail on this. Not just on the backgrounds.
Definitely going to get it on my PS5 Pro. I'm still like, I'm literally turning my TV now and checking every couple of minutes to see if it's out yet.
Leather, and he's wearing some fur, and you're seeing all the details on every little thing. This guard right here, this guard, people are like, that's so effective. He seems to have this cold out there in the middle of this island where the winds are whipping around, and I had a cold. I was really, really sick that day. But
you didn't have to go that hard into the role, Wes.
I know, I'm method, so method.
Still nothing.
But look at that. Now, there's the door to the fringe, and inside, what's going to happen? Oh, look at the screens. Even the screens.
You still got loading screens. Oh, well, it's actually fairly quick at least.
More detailed. And there he is. Haskell! Look at him. Sitting there all bald and boring. Haskell, your room's very dark. Just like your personality. Hurry up and talk. Oh, look at the detail on Haskell's face.
Kind of reminds me of Starfield, the way it just zooms in when you're talking to somebody.
Marley's ghost there.
I mean, this is the first time you're
I
seeing
wonder if it's on like PS4 and Xbox
I've
One,
seen any of this.
or just
And,
current gen.
The detail and the expression on the face, he just looks.
It does look
so
good.
Weary, so put upon.
Well, it's been almost 20 years, so we've had a lot of ability for technical advancements from there. So
Yes.
20 years, holy shit.
20 years in the service of Sheogorath is going to age anybody,
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
I like his puffy sleeves there. The little Seinfeld puffy sleeves.
Now, what would you say your favorite role has been for Oblivion, or which character do you feel like you gravitated the most towards?
Well, that's the thing. People ask me all the time, who's your favorite character to play this? And that's a Sophie's choice. Because you bring a little of yourself to every role you do. You got to bring, these are all like my children. So, I mean, I love Lucian. I love Sheogorath. I love them all for very different reasons. I remember working with Mark Lampert for this game, and we're doing the same Imperial Guard voice, even the Gray Fox, like capital, but he's still very much the Imperial. But then he gets to Lucy and he goes, this guy's a little different.
This looks really good.
So I think about it for a second. And I start going into this.
Dude, we're getting
thing,
a big
and
giant
in my
meaty
mind,
RPG today.
trying to get
That's.
an image of who the character is. And for me, he was
I heard it's gonna go on the Switch too as well.
gaunt and bent and
Did it show it when it showed the splash screen of all the systems? Did it say Switch too? I don't know.
For you sometimes when you like get a breakdown of a
Sometimes it
character.
can, and sometimes I take time. Sheo was a different thing, but with Lucian, I had a come here, Bubby. It's okay. With Lucian, the image I had in my mind as I portrayed him at first was completely different from the image of what he ended up looking like. You know, he ended up looking. They made him this gorgeous guy, you know, and when we were looking at him, going, "Oh my God, he's gorgeous. He has a heart of darkness, the perfect man." So, but he was so much fun to do. And people say, do you know what happened to him? Spoilers.
So I'm on IGN and they have what's on the digital deluxe edition.
And I get to that point in the game, I'm like,
So the digital game.
you know, I'm experiencing it as well. And, oh, look at this, the butterflies.
Oh wow.
The breakaway into the Shivering Isles and the butterflies.
So the digital deluxe edition comes with the game. Unique digital Akatosh and Meherun dragon armors, weapons, and horse armor set. Digital art book, soundtrack. Shivering Isles and a Knights of the Nine story expansion. Plus additional content. Fighter Stronghold expansion, Spell Tome Treasure, Vile Lair, Meherun's Razor, The Thieves' Den, Wizard's Tower, Orrery, and Horse Armor Pack. So that's what comes with the digital deluxe edition.
I don't believe you. So,
admittedly, that would be an interesting thing to see Robin
Come
Williams
on.
talking about.
I know, but I thought, where could I find my inspiration for this character? And
The standard version comes with the digital game, Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine story, and all the additional content. Fighter Stronghold expansion, Spell Tome Treasure, Vile Lair, Meherun's Razor, The Thieves' Den, Wizard Tower, Orrery, and the Horse Armor Pack.
But I thought, I can't just do a straight up Billy Connolly. He can be my spirit animal. But it didn't seem.
Gonna go with the deluxe edition.
He's not Scottish. And I thought, well.
Because if this does well, which I think it will, we'll probably get an update version of Skyrim as well.
Tom Stack. And Tom is he's from Cork, Ireland. And so there's
Cork,
this
Ireland.
Irish accent. And I
He's
thought,
Irish.
What if because he's got mania and dementia, this character can go between an accent
Crazy motherfucker.
fluidly. Like you think he might be Irish, you think then maybe he's Scottish when he gets more manic.
Yeah.
But what happens when he gets deadly serious? There are a few moments where it drops completely. Why? Because everything else is an affectation. He does what he wishes to do. And so, like the brain pie line, where you'll hear all three separate things. And he's like, and he starts wondering what you're like, perhaps brain pie. Perfect! Care to donate?
Adds an extra layer of terror to
Yeah,
his character
and
for sure.
you just don't know where he's going to land with some of these things. Whether it's friendly,
We got
whether it's
prices too. I'm on IGN's website, so
whether he's crazy mad. I just have
it's
to
priced
sit
at
there and let
$50.
that thing flow back and forth. And
great deal. I thought it was gonna be 70 to 80, 70 for the base game and 80 for the digital deluxe edition. But it looks like it's 50 for the base game, and it's on the PC, Series X, NS, and PS5, as well as Game Pass.
And that's
So thank God there's no last gen version.
Find the character through multiple games and multiple universes.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful thing to be able. I love more than anything trying to figure out who a character is, and the Rubik's Cube of their personality and the whole
So
thing.
$50 for the base game and probably $60 for the digital deluxe edition.
By somebody else,
I'm still checking to see if it's out yet.
and sort of direction on it, even still.
Well, you have to bring a sense of life to it. Whereas when someone is writing it, they're bringing their sense of life to it, their experience. But you don't know their experience, but you know the circumstances of the character, and you can build something upon the character, and then, you know, live in that space, become somewhat that character, which is why every one of them become like children of
I
mine.
hope you don't become too much.
Oh, no. There are some days. The one I don't want to become the more like is Hermaeus Mora.
That would also be terrifying, yes.
Yeah, Mel Blanc used to look at the photographs of the characters that he was doing and would base them on that. Like
It's on Steam as well.
From Morrowind, I saw him. So every one of the Bretons seemed like an old bald guy with a goatee. You look at Hermaeus Mora and you're like, a million eyeballs and a million tentacles. What does that sound like? And, you know, I worked with D.B. Cooper as the director for the ESO, and we had to do some adaptation because he was very slow and ponderous in some of the earlier games, and with clips and lisps and clicks and all this. But I adapted it but kept it the same as well, and the explanation that I come up with, why does he sound a little bit different? Where on Hermaeus Mora do you see a mouth?
So I just looking at stuff on Twitter for the game. So
So
$49.99 for the base game, $50, probably $60 for the deluxe edition. It's on current gen only, so Xbox Series X and S, PS5, Game Pass, and it's on Steam. So it's probably also on GOG and in, like any other, you know, gaming website or storefront.
People would have a less sensory perception.
I'm still
So it might be
checking
a little
PS5
might be a little more clicky, might be a
to
little
see if it's available now, but so far it is not.
extra sensory perception of their voice is. However, if you're a little stronger and you've got a little bit more going for you in that regard, suddenly it's a little clearer. It's like the difference between the Beatles listening to Helter Skelter on vinyl, then later on CD. Oh, it's so much clearer. Manson was like, I wasn't meant to kill anybody after all. So yeah.
Okay.
That's there. Long answer, but
it's a perfect
I
answer.
love doing it. I love
Not
doing
yet.
And I know you don't have necessarily a favorite character because they are already children, but do you have a favorite line that you've done, or at least like maybe a handful of lines?
I do love the line where, you know, Lucien LeChance does say, "I don't spread rumors, dear child. I create them." And the
Brett,
only thing
I'm gonna
about
grab a
it is when
drink.
Knights of the Nine came in. You're talking to Lucien. And you
Stay
ask
comfortable.
about rumors. I heard there's a prophet down by the. No, no, Lucien, come on, man.
This is the time to do them. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I do love some of those lines. The cheese line really took off. I mean, the cheese for everyone.
I mean, I got you the sign
I
specifically.
know. Look at that, cheese for everyone. It was just a couple of lines in the middle of Oblivion, and it took off and had a life of its own.
I mean, who doesn't love cheese? Though,
Everybody
for real?
loves
like
cheese.
if somebody said it to me, I'd be really happy.
Yeah. I went to Amsterdam with the ESO crew, and went to the cheese shop and bought a bunch of cheese and took a picture out there, and everybody was just like, "Well, there he is in his natural habitat." Cheese. And there wasn't enough for everyone. Sorry.
That would have been a lot of cheese. You probably would have we had to have ransacked the whole shop.
You got to go through customs.
It's difficult. Nobody wants to deal with that.
Yeah. How much cheese do you think you're going to eat, sir? Enough.
I'm back.
Is there ever enough?
There's never enough cheese.
Got myself a little bit of
No, we're still in the Shivering Isles, right?
the nectar of the gods right here.
I think we're going to traipse around the Shivering Isles for a little while.
And look at some of the faces and the hair is so much more defined.
And this is something that does come in the remastered. You get all of the DLC with it, so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so it's the full package.
So you get the Knights of the Nine. You know,
Shivering Isles.
On the White Strait, I was Pelennor. But you know, it's one of the ones that people don't think about.
I never realized this guy did so many fucking voices in this game. Across all the Elder Scrolls.
Cave, you get the Staff of Sheogorath from him.
And he knows his shit too.
I'm looking at my friends off camera.
I forgot that I'd done the character.
Oh, really?
And I'm playing.
I guess when you do so many, it probably is just like kind of
Yeah.
blurs together unless it's something like really big, right?
Some of them really stand out. They're much bigger, but I was the torturer. I was the guy.
I want that shirt.
As the Hermes Columbus, the suicidal guy. Those are all fun roles to play. But I love how the suicidal guy is begging you to kill him, and at the end he's like, "What are you doing?" But all the voices in this are the same, so we get to hear this fellow right here, yeah?
Yep.
Craig Seckler is the adoring fan. And seeing him
I
wearing
didn't
one of
murder
those...
him, I swear. I mean, not yet anyway.
Look
but
at that. Like,
should I?
Yeah, in tribute to Craig.
How do I look?
Lovely. It's lovely.
My sword.
Going Super Saiyan.
Should I just keep this on the whole time? Man, you got through that lockpick quick. I remember we did an Oblivion stream.
That's a little different,
couple
isn't
years
it?
ago, and it was like torture watching my friend try to do the lockpick and just failing every single time. But yeah.
Combat looks really good.
Watching someone play a game is fun, like this, when you're battling skeletons. When it takes them an hour to pick a lock, and they're saving and going back again and again and again, it's like, call me.
It's funny
wake
at
me
first,
up.
and that was a live stream too, so it was funny at
Oh,
first,
no.
but then it's just like, okay, all right, and then stream's over, rage quit,
Lockpick, the live stream.
So can you tell us anything about your first interaction with Bethesda Game Studios, like how you started with the team here?
My first game was Morrowind, and I went, we were recording at a place called Absolute Pitch in DC. A fellow by the name of Chip Ellinghouse was recording us. But my director was Todd Howard.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and we sat there and went through all the different characters, the Bretons, and different Daedric gods, and some orcs, and all sorts of things. We were having a good time. I do remember going down to Au Bon Pain and getting, taking a break and getting a chocolate croissant, and just chatting, walking. And the thing is, Todd's always been very passionate about these games,
There you go, a little more focused.
That's the thing that people do. I don't think people
Centered.
realize just how deeply enmeshed into the game world he is. I mean, the old top-down turn-based type games, the board games.
It's crazy. This game's been talked about since 2022 with the FTC court documents.
Kind of a real departure.
Now we finally got it.
For the Elder Scrolls, which had been.
And there's like a ton of leaks from Virtuous, the studio helping with them.
That was a nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
One dude actually worked there. I guess he quit or got fired. I don't know. And he was talking about it on Reddit. And then some guy a week or two ago was like scooping around their website or swooping in there looking for stuff. And he found a whole bunch of those leaked images.
And I started playing.
What a wild ride this game's had.
Getting 700 hours in. You know how it goes. You think I'm going to play for half an hour before bed. And the next thing you know,
And it's like fucking 4 or 5 hours later.
Chirping outside.
Yeah.
The day is toast.
What day is it?
And you go to sleep and dream in that world. Which was interesting because I had not had the experience of I've done some games and things of that sort. I played, I think in Unreal 2, like 200 different people dying in 500 different ways.
Oh my gosh.
I was basically the equivalent of a Wilhelm scream. And this one I really wanted to play, and I got into it, and I started dreaming in that world. And when I started voicing...
I knew Mass Effect 3, right before it came out, you said dream about it.
Close my eyes and see the world around me. Now, maybe in Oblivion I didn't see any silt striders, and there were no boots that would help me fly from one end to the other. Thank God there were no cliff racers.
You mean you don't want to hear the screaming sounds of the cliff racer as you close your eyes and try to sleep?
I got some real Samuel L. Jackson choice quotes in on those cliff racers along the way. Yeah, but I saw that world. And I lived in that world because I lived in the world when I was playing the game. And I discovered something. The more you play the games, the more immersive your performance can become, because you know the world not like everybody else is going to know it.
Mm-hmm.
The games become so, like almost virtual reality. You're sucked into them. These worlds become sometimes even more real than your own world.
I'm seeing now that you can download it right now. It looks like maybe Xbox. Nothing for PlayStation yet.
Let's go less what you were doing with the Bretons. I want you just to give me, these guys are full of testosterone. And we found the voice that we wanted for that. And so the Imperial Guards are the first ones that I did. But then I started doing some of the other characters around it. I'm really proud that Lucien LeChance was one of the first voices that ever broke through the voice class system in Elder Scrolls. And by the time Shivering Isles came around, we had
it's 123 gigabytes on
suddenly. It really
Xbox.
changed things a lot. So watching it grow and doing these things and to be able to perform alongside folks like Linda Carter, who's been in these,
Yeah.
That,
Wonder Woman.
Our party for Oblivion, a lot of the big game parties have been pretty
Bro, did you guys hear about Kanye when he did?
Oblivion, in a way, was kind of
He just disappear, shut the door, and just spend a bunch of time playing this game and just get away from the world. Jesus.
Where they had dinner, and we're all out there and hanging out and eating dinner, going up top, recreating Titanic.
Still
scenes
nothing.
on the edge of the boat.
As you do.
as one does, yeah. And it was so fun, and getting a chance to see and talk with Linda Carter, who it turns out is also a huge Washington Capitals fan.
Also a win.
Yeah, and that
Go Flyers.
the Capitals stuff came into play. Because when I started doing the arena announcer, I'd been doing the Capitals for about, I guess we started recording this, in 2003?
Mm-hmm.
So I'd
Here's
been
when Ovi
doing
got
arena announcing
drafted.
for about 3 years. And I was learning who I was and doing things. And I asked Mark, how do you want to do the arena announcer? He's like, kind of what you're doing with the Caps, only on steroids, because these are gladiators. Okay, so I brought that oomph. I unleashed
From the
the
diaphragm?
fury. Yeah, good people of the city of Cyrodiil, welcome to the arena. And I started taking some of that.
Still nothing on
that
PlayStation
I
Store.
did with Oblivion,
But apparently it's on Xbox now,
bringing it to the Capitals.
which makes
And
sense.
the two of them
Xbox
began
owns them.
merged together until I became
Gonna check Steam real
sort
quick
of over
too.
the top with people going, you're not old school, you're not classic, you're just
It's on
a rebel
Steam.
punk is what you are. I'm like, okay, well that's fine. So I'm a rebel punk, but I'm out there.
So it's on
unleashing
Xbox
fury. I
/Game Pass
have a
now
microphone,
plus Steam.
and I'm going nuts. And a lot of
Let's
the
check
development
GOG.
into that started with Oblivion. What's really weird is that I've been doing that now for 25 years for the Capitals. And in that time,
He works for the
as
Capitals?
other people retired and left the job, all the people who are out there saying, you're not old school, you're not traditional, started replacing the old school and traditional guys with people who sounded like me. And were doing the things I did.
It's not on GOG.
So 25 years later, guess what?
So right now you can get it on Xbox
I'm old
and Steam.
school. Doing what I did when I was a young punk. So, thank you, Oblivion. Thank you, Mark, for helping change how I do things, and that's the thing. Over this period of time that we've done these games, over this period of time that we've worked with all these different characters, I'm constantly learning, and I'm constantly growing, and constantly grateful for the opportunity to bring new characters to life, like Johannes Verlaine in The Gold Road, where it was very emotional. It was a very emotional piece, and I was able to, as a parent, everybody has regrets, you know? No matter how good a job you've done, you have regrets.
So I'm guessing
And I channeled that into this character.
what they did was they took the entire base game and ran it through UE5.
Left things unsaid and
So everything's the same, just upgraded. So unlike Resident Evil, which is 2 is a remake because they completely remade the entire game and changed some stuff from the base game from '98. This, I think, is the entire game, like originally, like you would play it, just enhanced and not like built from scratch.
And after we were done and I was working with DB on, I said, "Wow, that one was a little intense." And she said, "Yeah. I love working with her. It's like a waltz. It's like a dance."
And that's the great thing about Bethesda is they retain so many people. Like in the game industry today, people just work at one studio and scatter, and that's why you see, like, look at BioWare, for instance. They made some of the best games ever back in the early to mid 2000s, and almost everyone from that company's gone, and it's all new people. So we went from Mass Effect and Dragon Age Origins 2, Inquisition, to Valguard, and Mass Effect Andromeda. That's why Nintendo is so great at making games, because they retain everybody. Nobody leaves. Look at Miyamoto. He's been there for what, 40 years, something like that, 30 years?
Making it real for somebody else, and it becomes immersive for them. So,
let's say without question.
Yeah.
Well, speaking to that point, what do you hope that players experience or feel from the characters that you portrayed in Oblivion? Who may be experiencing it for the first time, or maybe they're returning to it and having played the previous version of Oblivion.
I think that it makes me very happy that these characters are going to get a second chance. The Imperial Guards, you know, even in the strength of I once took an arrow to the knee, you know, even with that coming around, people still remember the Imperial Guards of Oblivion.
Oh yeah.
You know,
I would say I see them probably second or third most from all Elder Scrolls titles, right? I'm looking at Jess over here, another Jess.
They jump scared me all
Hi,
the time. I've got core memories that I reacted because they would spot me feeling something, and
Well, I scared myself once playing the game. Oblivion, I'm up in one of the towers in one of the Oblivion gates, and I do the Dremora, the Daedric warriors that suddenly pop up and fight and battle in the middle of Oblivion. And it's the middle of the night, I'm walking up a winding staircase, and suddenly I come out, sorry, Finn. And I
didn't sign up for this.
I jumped, and I'm like, holy hell, I just scared myself.
Well, I was going to ask, do you find that you can disconnect from the characters that you've done and your voice in the game when you're playing as a player?
Yeah, you know, the thing is, when I'm playing the games, I am the character that I'm, you know, with the controller, that's me, right?
Yeah.
And then I'll listen to hear if the voice is immersive or if it stands out, if it didn't work. If it worked and it's fine, I'll let it go and I'll just enjoy the environment. That being said, there's something about people who are like, well, what do you play as? I'm like, I play as an Imperial. And they're like, every time? I said, yes, yes.
That was going to be a question.
Well, yeah, I mean, if I'm going to be out there and I've got a big broadsword and I'm battling going, it's my voice. I'm the one who's actually doing the battle. As the Imperial, there's something kind of meta about that.
Yeah, totally. Don't look at the screen, Finn.
Oh, man.
You're killing a skinned hound.
Yeah, you're not a skin hound. You're a furry hound.
Sorry, Finn.
Yes, you are.
So if you, as yourself, as Wes Johnson, were to be in Cyrodiil, who do you think you would be? Would you be like an adventurer or an alchemist or a sneaky archer?
Probably an adventurer. I was always the big sword guy. You know, I mean, going out and doing stealth and climbing up trees and hitting people with a bow and arrow from a distance is kind of fun occasionally. But let's be honest, we play this game because we have had a bad day and we want to take a broadsword and chop somebody up, you know, and not go to jail for it. Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah.
Which is terrifying, by the way.
Yeah, big flame. Those are scary, and the liches. And,
I was gonna say that while I'm very excited to play this myself, I'm so glad that I have to do it on here because I would be really sucking trying to multitask.
I do love the running around, getting involved in things. Now, I know I'm not the only one that at the end of a big session, I save and decide to murder the entire town.
Yeah, totally.
Gotta
That's
kill
just what you do.
Everybody in town.
It is always important to save, especially for reasons like this. Pro tips.
Then you come back after you've murdered
Sorry,
pretty
my
much everybody.
sister's text me. She's getting back from the airport soon. I got to pick her up.
Don't they somewhat be like, I'm feeling a little uneasy
in your head
suddenly.
what your character was doing, and then it goes back and snaps back into reality.
I think all the Dark Brotherhood quests are so cool.
I didn't know Dark Brotherhood was in this game.
Is a very good one. Where you have to go around the party and knock a bunch of people off, and they don't know it's you. I mean, who's not had that experience?
The amount of diversity and range in the types of quests that are in Oblivion and stories that you hear are definitely exciting, and you can't wait for people to experience those or re-experience them.
Still not on PlayStation.
When you played Oblivion initially, what stuck out for you?
Just, I mean, the world, like how expansive it was and how beautiful it was. I'm one of those people that plays where there's a quest marker. I'm just going to go another direction. I like, ooh, what's over here? Ooh, what's over here? And just the amount of surprise and gifts that keep on giving in terms of the world building of Oblivion just was like, it blew my mind. I started with Fallout 3 for Bethesda Game Studios titles.
Yeah.
Same.
So I was like not expecting to, I mean, I knew it wasn't Fallout, but I was not expecting to jump in and be like, oh, this is like completely.
Apparently, they're doing the same thing with Oblivion.
I just love
They're doing the same thing with Fallout 3, but it's like years away.
What goes down?
Probably PS6 and whatever Xbox does next.
How could we?
I've been in a couple of games with Patrick Stewart and haven't met him once. Got this close at Sutton Place Gourmet in DC. Someone's like, Patrick Stewart's downstairs ordering a sandwich. I'm like, Patrick Stewart eats sandwiches. We have that in common. I eat sandwiches. And by the time I got down there, they'd this place that is notoriously slow at putting out sandwiches got his lickety split, and he was
course.
Gone. Oh man, I can imagine.
Yeah.
Here you go, Wes.
Oh my goodness! Look at that. Oh, well, look at the hair. It looks like I've been using a little Grecian formula.
So what do you think now, almost 20 years later, seeing this?
Looks good.
Sheo?
I've always loved this Sheo. I've loved this outfit. He looks a little bored.
I think he's just not mad enough yet.
He'll get there. Oh, I saw. Oh, let's see the expression changing slightly.
I love the hand tap.
Yeah.
Yeah. Attention to detail.
But I think he looks a little bit more like me. Here I've been mantling him all along, and now he's mantling the old me.
Definitely the facial hair. You need to get in on like the golden eyes, though.
Well, I have those contacts for when I go out to cons and things of that sort. After about an hour, they feel like little clay pigeons on my eyeballs.
I can imagine it's probably not very comfortable.
But they're great for staring contests. People don't want to continue to look you in the eye.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. It's just like darting away, and it's like I can see you now looking at me right in the eye.
Yeah.
Wasn't this guy in Skyrim too?
Anybody that would potentially want to get into voice acting or pursue a career in voice acting?
I would say first things first, get yourself a recorder, whether it's a handheld recorder, something, we have them all on our phones now. You can build yourself a studio pretty quickly and easily, but you got to work on the dead sound. But just the handheld recorder, get some dialogue, and start reading this dialogue. And when I say read, I don't mean read, because it sounds like you're reading, you've taken somebody out of it.
Right.
If it sounds like you're acting, you take somebody out of it. I need you to just become. Look at those lines and remember that your job is not just to read what's on the paper. It's to bring it to life. And voice acting also includes breathing, sighing, laughing. Make it natural. Bring emotion to it. Try different things. You know, I do a class through a theater lab of teaching video game voice acting. And that's one of the things I work with people on, is you listen to this stuff, you record this stuff, and let it sit for 2 days. Because when you're recording or you're in the moment, ideally, you're 100% in character and you're not thinking about all these things. If you give yourself 2 days distance, you can listen to it a little more objectively.
Yeah.
And then you say to yourself, that's when your director comes in, or your technical director. Never while you're performing. But when you're listening back to it 2 days later and you go, okay, I could have done this, could have done that, because you're not just training your voice, you're training your ear. And that's hugely important. In anything, to succeed at something, you got to do it. And so I tell people in my class, this is their homework assignment every week, and they get something, or they get little lines and things of that sort to work on, and we discuss it. What did they hear? What are they doing? And I don't ever listen to it. I want them to listen to it, and then we discuss what they've done. Because when that 6-week course is over, whose counselor are they going to be leaning on? Their own.
Right.
And you want to, the people who were not really serious about it, stop.
Yeah.
The people who were serious about it, continue to do those recordings, continue to do something, knowing that every time you go out for an audition, you look at places like on Reddit, they have Casting Call Club, where you can go in and maybe get yourself a job doing mods. And, you know, it's important. First of all, if you do a mod and you do it well, you're going to have stuff that you can use in your demo.
Right.
Also, these people are up-and-comers in the industry. And word of mouth is very important. So if you can start on a ground level with somebody who's starting out and they begin to know you and trust you, and you grow and learn together, that's the best.
Still nothing on the PlayStation Store.
If you want to do it, do it. And make that part of your job is going out there and looking for auditions. You can look on Backstage. You can look at Actors Access. If you're in the DC area, there's a thing called DragonutConnects.com that shows free auditions. And then you go to Casting Call Club online. If you do take my course, we have a Discord group, and it's just full of my alumni, and they all share.
I'm sure everybody's really helpful. And
they help each other.
Come on.
Work with people who are working, not with people who are like, oh, I could do it if I wanted to.
Everybody thinks they
If I
can do
really
that.
wanted to, I'd be better than anybody else. Have you been doing anything about it? No, but someone will offer me a job eventually. Now you got to chase everything down. You got to do it because you love it. That's it. Nobody's getting rich doing this, but you have to love it.
Yeah.
Oh, and God help me, Jess, I love it.
Yeah, that is just great life advice.
Yeah.
You heard it. Do it.
That
From
young
the professional
Balrog's
here.
not going to get any older.
And then you can immortalize yourself forever in a video game.
Yeah.
Multiple characters, like Wes, if you're lucky.
And to see this come back all these years later, and it's going to be I think this is going to be huge. I think people are just going to love it all over again.
Stock market's up today too.
Because it is available today.
Because I heard about that Oblivion remake.
Get it. Go download it. It's on Xbox Series X, NES, and day one on Game Pass. It is also on PC and PlayStation 5. So.
And I don't know what you're waiting for. You're sitting around. It's not going to just drop into your lap. Go!
Still nothing on
I got nothing
PlayStation.
Thanks so much. Thank you so much, Wes. And Finn.
Finn?
You're an excellent co-host, Finn.
Finn, say bye-bye to all the peoples. Bye.
All right, guys. I'm gonna get another trailer. Show off the game again. It is out now. $50 for the biggest game, $60 for the digital deluxe edition. About 123 gigabytes on Xbox. It looks like, so probably about the same on PlayStation. So I can get it on Game Pass if you want right now. It's on Steam, and I don't know about PlayStation. It may be on some people, but it ain't on mine yet. I'm still waiting. So I finish up this trailer, and I'm gonna head out.
And the final hours of my life. I have seen the gates of Oblivion.
Here the fuck that guy up.
Which no waking eye may see.
Meherun, I think it's Meherun.
This is only the beginning. Worse is yet to come. Looks clear.
Apparently got some modern audience stuff in it too. When you choose your character, instead of male and female gender, they got type 1 and type 2, or type A and type B. Stupid shit like that.
Who now will save us from the coming darkness? Here you must find your own path. Find him and close shut the jaws of Oblivion.
Alright, I'm gonna head out. Stream some of the game later today. Take care, guys. Bye.